but we'll circle back with you on this today. I can follow up with our team. I don't have anything to preview for you today. A range of our, sorry, let me start again here. Did you have another question?
Welcome back into Wake Up America. I'm Rob Finnerty. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki was asked about why the Biden administration is considering a ban on imports of a critical solar panel material from China in order to crack down on human rights abuse. In today's Psaki Dodge.
As you also know, and I think this is the root of your question, we also remain committed to making progress internationally, domestically and internationally, on addressing the climate crisis. But we think we can certainly do both. I don't have anything yet to announce as it relates to specific products or substantive, I should say, that are planned. But we'll see if we have more on that in the coming days.
Globally, domestically, internationally, galactically as well. She shuffles the pages, Rick. Do you notice that? There's always like there's.
She's looking
hold
for
on a
something.
second.
It's like, hang a minute.
Hold on. Yes.
I got nothing for you.
Yeah, nothing. Let's welcome in the Powerhouse panel for more reaction on everything else that's going on. We've got former special assistant to President Trump and commentary editor for the Washington Times and a big fan of Psaki Dodges, Kelly Sadler, is with us. Attorney, Republican strategist, and contributor for Turning Point USA, Aaron Elmore is here, and National Advisory Board member for Project 21, Christopher Arps, is back with us, as well as our special guest host for the week, the former Director of National Intelligence, Rick Grinnell. Jen Psaki, quickly, Rick, to you, how much longer do we endure Jen Psaki as the press secretary?
You know, she might be there for a very long time because that whole team loves her. Susan Rice loves her. This is, this is Obama 3.0.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. And she did all the right things. She left the Obama administration. She went to work for the right consulting firm. She stayed in Washington. She, supported Biden. And I think she'll be there for as long as she wants to be.
Kelly, you guys have written about this at the Washington Times. We've talked about this. But do you think that the former president, Barack Obama, is pulling at least some of the levers from the proverbial basement of the White House?
Absolutely. Just like what Rick said, this is his administration. He wasn't elected, but Susan Rice served underneath him. They're very close friends. They speak frequently. Jen Psaki has even said that President Biden takes, President Obama's calls from time to time. But this is President Obama's staff. And so either directly or indirectly, he's in contact with him and he's pulling the levers. He wanted a more progressive administration when he served. And this is what all of their hopes and dreams of his 2 terms, they're utilizing and kind of puppeteering the Biden administration to accomplish.
Chris Arps, did you know that in 1776, height of the revolution in this country, you could not go down to Joey's musket store and buy a cannon?
No kidding. I didn't read that in my high school history class.
Well, our 46th president made that abundantly clear yesterday. Take a listen.
The Second Amendment, from the day it was passed, limited the type of people who could own a gun and what type of weapon you could own. You couldn't buy a cannon. Those who say the blood of patriots, and all the stuff about how we're going to have to move against the government. Well, the tree of liberty is not water with the blood of patriots. What's happened is that there never been, if you want to think you need to have weapons to take on the government, you need F-15s and maybe some nuclear weapons.
Chris, something tells me they're not playing that soundbite on Morning Joe this morning.
Rob, that is the exact reason why when the president had a summit with Vladimir Putin last week, that's the reason why we didn't see a dual press conference between the 2 of them. The president looks confused, and it's not a good look for America. Again, the Democrats are trying to blame guns instead of what the real problem is people and the movement of defunding the police.
Aaron, your take on the president's address yesterday. By the way, how many criminals do you think are actually buying guns legally from legal gun dealers?
I think 1 minus 1, which is a big fat 0. We know that guns are not the problem here. It's the crime in cities that is perpetuated by liberal district attorneys and soft on crime policies and defund the police. We know all of that. But as to the press conference, I think it's another example of Joe's severe cognitive decline. He didn't say, come on, man, you know the thing this time, but it was pretty much that. And how the left is just gaslighting the American people into thinking that he is okay, and how the mainstream media, which is just basically a Democrat super PAC, pretends that he is well, is very, very sad, because we are talking here about the leader of the free world. We need someone to appear strong, cogent, really on top of their A game, and we do not have that. His points never even make sense, and we truly don't even know what he's saying.
No mention of gangs, no mention of drugs, didn't talk about criminals. I mean, these are the bad guys. These are people, bail reform, no mention of putting these people away. It was shocking stuff. By the way, apparently that COVID relief bill, you can use that money to hire police officers now. He made that very clear yesterday as well.
He did make one thing very clear, though, that this is people who are bored in the summer because school is out. And look, I'll say this again. They are politicizing this crisis. We have seen for the last year, for the last 18 months, a spike in crime because they spent months mocking the police. And suddenly now you see the criminals who are completely built up.
Right.
And they're brave and they're courageous and they're pulling people out of cars and shooting them. This is a problem of the Democrats making. They have spent too much time mocking the police and talking about defunding the police. They should not be surprised now that suddenly we have a spike in crime.
This is the same guy that in 1994 said, lock the SOBs up. That's a direct quote from Joe Biden in 1994 during the mass incarceration bill. We've got about a minute left. I wanted to get to this yesterday. We'll play it now. It's Joy Behar, who had some really vile comments about Las Vegas Raiders football player Carl Nassib, who just came out as the first openly gay man in the NFL and the 4 major sports, by the way. Take a listen.
You know, Anna, after they said penetration in the end zone, they lost me. So, Sonny, is this a sign that Sonny, is this a sign that the sports world is catching up with the times? What do you think? Well, I just long for the days when you can just be gay in the world, and it doesn't become a big deal. By the way, that inappropriate joke I made for daytime television, scratch it. Make believe I never said it.
Rick, you're a gay man, a very proud gay man. First of all, I played this a day later, almost deliberately, because I was wondering if there would be any blowback. There is none. There has been none.
And no
on Joy
apology.
Behar. Do you think that it's comments like that disgusting, tone-deaf, really vile comment from Joy Behar, who is not relevant at all, but do you think it's comments like that kept Carl Nassib closeted for 28 years?
100%. I mean, look, if we were on this panel right now and we start talking about everybody's sex life, you get a little bit uncomfortable. You feel like it's condescending. You feel like you're being objectified somehow. And this is exactly what Joy Behar did. And by the way, she didn't apologize. What she said is, oh, it wasn't appropriate for daytime. Think about that. So it's obviously appropriate for nighttime. I want to thank my friend Meghan McCain for not laughing and immediately being disgusted by it when everybody else is yucking it up. And lastly, let's just say is that the left gets away with all of this. They make people be in boxes. They want gay people to be in a box, and they want everyone to think alike, and they force this identity politics and groupthink on people. And they do it with blacks, they do it with Jews, they do it with women. It's really disgusting, and it's time that they're held to the same standard.
Yeah, agreed. By the way, a very bad joke. To any football fans out there, didn't even make sense. Just a bad joke. And she was a comedian. Never funny, but was a comedian. Panel, great to see you all. Chris Arps, Kelly Sadler, Aaron Elmore, good luck with your move. To everybody at home just joining us, Aaron is on her way from Florida, from Philadelphia to Florida. That's why the
Bookshelves
vacant
for
bookshelf.
sale.
Yes, IKEA bookshelves for sale. Just look up Aaron Elmore on Instagram. Panel, we'll see you all again very soon. Great stuff this
They're
morning.
not IKEA.
Yeah, they're IKEA. All right, Aaron, we'll see you soon.